Hi, my name is Julia Jimenez and I am 21 years old. I course 6 semester in the degree de elementary school. I practice in the school Libertador de América with a group of 3rd grade. The elementary school Libertador de América is located in the Venecia Avenue in Colonia Villafontana. According to Security PC, the neighborhood is a danger zone. However, according to information of Sol, this is not within the 196 colonies of high criminal incidents, or in a priority area of attention. It is located off a main avenue, which is located very near to a large boulevard. The institution has a total of 21 classrooms, of which only 18 are used to teach classes. In terms of recreational space, the school has 2 sport courts, one is cement and is roof. It is used as a civic place, while the other is land. There is also a small area that is not intended for use sports. However, children give time use. The institution also has an area with benches, where children can go out to eat or work, including some tables scattered in an area of the school. The elementary school has the management department, which is a very good condition, although it was not possible to access. We know that there is a computer room and the library. The cooperative of the school is in a very good shape. Most of the food sold is considered junk food. However, you can also find fruit glasses and the other healthy food. It has 4 toilets, 2 of which belong to the morning shift and 2 to the afternoon shift. I did my practice in the primary school in the 3rd grade, Group A. This group has 31 students, of which 15 are boys and 16 are girls. In the applied diagnostic, I was able to notice the following situations. 3 students have lived in the United States. However, only 2 studied there. One for 2 years and does not usually remember much about English because he does not practice it regularly, and the other does not speak 100% English, but does identify most of the words mentioned. Also, his spelling in English is not very good. 10 of the students have families that speak English and mentioned that they usually practice it with them. 8 students attend or have attended English classes in private schools. 12 students are able to identify basic concepts in English, such as readings, colors, and firewalls. 4 students are able to identify basic concepts of English without having previous knowledge, such as attending classes or having contact with family members. 15 students do not have basic knowledge of English, nor do they have contact with family members who practice the language. The social practice of the language was environment, familiar, and community. And the specific competency was identify and understand expression to get what one wants or needs for others. The achievements was uses non-verbal language to identify needs or requests expressed by others and recognize words and express needs or desires. The contents was participate in the reading and readings of sentences, identify words and for sentences based on one of its writing parts, and read sentences out loud. For the development of the activities, the intuitive method of repetition and translation was taken into account. First, through a PowerPoint presentation, images were shown representing the sentences mentioned in the lesson plan, and with the phrase just below the images. In such a way that the students had to repeat the sentences after the teacher, and just after repeating it sometimes and observing the image was asked, "What do you think it means?" The children mentioned what they thought it meant. They always got the meaning of each sentence right, and they wrote in their notebook the phrase in English and its meaning in Spanish. Ahora van a repetir esto después de mí. Can you repeat that? Otra vez, can you repeat that? Ahora ustedes solitos. Can you repeat that? ¿Significa así?
¿Puedes repetir eso otra vez?
Muy bien, ¿puedes repetir eso otra vez? The press stands were seen in the presentation were distributed and the images representing each sentences were presented to 10 of the blackboard. The students who participate had to say what his sentence was and to what image is correspond. When the activity was complete, it was asked who wanted to participate in an exercise using the phrase just seen. Thus, who wanted to participate made a small dialogue and trying to imitate the accent from where they could use this phrase in everyday life. A mí estamos sentadas y a mí que creen se me cae el lápiz y le digo
hola Carmela.
buenas tardes.
Sí, la letra.
Ok. Muy bien, se me cae el lápiz y yo les digo, can you pass me that pencil?
Yes.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Muy bien, un aplauso para Cristina. ¿Ves? ¿Ok?
Sí.
Yo tengo aquí unas frases y ustedes van a decir en dónde corresponden.
Sí, yo quiero pasar.
A ver. Estaré.
No, la segunda.
Eso.
Pido tercera.
Vas a leerla y vas a decir en dónde corresponde.
¿Y a dónde va? Está bien. No le digas. Yo sé dónde va.
Ok, pero ¿qué dice la oración?
Can you let...
Muy bien, can you let me a pencil? Y corresponde esta imagen, muy bien. To conclude, an activity was applying copies where they had to join the image with the phrase that correspond to 10 and they were questioned if it was important to know this phrase, where they could use it where they'd been heard before. The English class had most of them very excited because for them it was something innovative. The participation was very good, even a student with an EE wanted to participate and the responsible was successful. I was very surprised because he has a severe cognitive disability and language problems, not that his participation was excellent. And some students who regularly don't participate were also very participatory. Despite the excellent participation and good performance in the class, there were small moments when everyone wanted to participate and started saying the meaning when we were just repeating the phrase, or asked them to repeat after me and repeat it with me. Although at the end of my class they were very enthusiastic and wanted another class. There were those who asked me if they could speak English for every time, although I told them that if they didn't get to do it, and even one of the strategies for children asking me permission to go to the bathroom every time. They were regularly the most resilient and told them they have to tell me in English, so they rather not ask me permissions. I had never given a class as such of English if we came to elaborate some small activities, but I never planned class. Therefore, I felt nervous aside from the titular teacher watching me. A teacher of another degree arrived and also stayed watching. shortly after the director entered the room, so he also had to exhibit some part. Just one day my students with an EE had stayed because Juan Carlos was crying because he didn't want his mom to retire, and so I felt nervous and there were so many people watching. I felt tan lacked more security when addressing the content. There are still things I must learn, for example, how to conduct an English class depending on the context. That is, I have to give the instruction in English or Spanish, or simply the content of the class are to stand the addressed in English, and how to develop curriculum adaptation for students with a higher or lower level than expected. Undoubtedly, practicing an English class can be very innovative and striking for children. Many times we do not realize that we have students who develop more in the area of English, and his type of activities help you to realize now you can include or motivate students with a little participation. Knowledge of language is a doorway to wisdom. Robert Baker.